What up, world? Welcome to a new episode of Wrestling Life. As you know, I am the host, Brandon Janeau, and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere, Brandon Janeau Show. Social media, Instagram, Threads, Brandon Janeau, Facebook, The Brandon Janeau Show, and of course TikTok, Brandon Janeau Show. Yes, we still have TikTok. Shocker. Uh, shocker. Um, but really, where you could go is my YouTube channel, man. Brandon Janeau Show YouTube channel. Like, comment. I do comment back, man. Feeds the algorithm. The more comments, the more people showing love to the show, the more I clearly get to see people get to like the podcast and everything. So go and yeah, like the videos, everything, man. Let's get into it. Like I said, tonight is Wrestling Life. A lot of things going on in wrestling. It's crazy that a week shit could change like that in wrestling. But I guess that's why you live in the world that we live in, man. When you love wrestling, everything changes literally in a week time. So there's a couple things that's going on, and I want to just talk about it. Talk about it. Can I talk about it? Let's get into it, man. First things first. So Dr. Britt Baker, former AEW Women's Champion, one of the originals of AEW. She is now reportedly on the outs at AEW. She is no longer being used in future plans for the company. Um, Reports came out yesterday that Tony Khan is done with her. He doesn't see her in his vision. He doesn't care about her. He's not going to use her, and she's pretty much done at the company. Um, there's a pattern here with Tony Khan. When he doesn't like you, or he doesn't, really, when you've pissed him off or whatever the case may be, and that's another thing that people are saying, that he's pissed off at her. He doesn't want to use her because she's pissed him off and all this. Here's the thing. From what I've always heard about Britt Baker is that she doesn't have a great reputation in the AEW women's locker room. That's not that surprising. She's the first original, AEW women's wrestler there. Um, she's always felt like she's was supposed to be the person that's get established first. She's always had this reputation, but yet Tony Khan always backed her. Okay, cool. So what really is the problem here? What is really going on here? I feel like a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people, you know, Tony Khan has this reputation of, once you piss him off or once you are on outs with him, he doesn't want to use you anymore. You are a fucking owner of a company. You are the owner of a company, and not just the owner of the company. You are the booker of the company. And yet you are sitting there with a straight goddamn face and telling people, because there's no way in hell that this shit is just coming out now. You've been establishing this shit for a long time, man. And Britt Baker's the new flavor of the month for this week. She's the new name on the chain. But Ray Phoenix, Warlow, Miro, Malachi Black is about to dip out on your ass. Ricky Starks has done an interview and literally said that, I don't know why the fuck I'm not being used on AEW. I'm signed to these motherfuckers and they're not using me. Ricky Starks, who's contractually obligated to you, has literally said, I don't know why not being used. I have no clue. And now Britt Baker, and now these reports are that you are mad at her, you're pissed off at her, and you don't want to use her because she. I don't believe none of that shit. Britt Baker came back to fight Mercedes Moné at All in London, and they had a terrible fucking match. God awful. The storyline was supposed to be built around, I'm AEW's original, and you're just this fucking person that came in, and you're really just using what I've created to boost your, success. And yeah, you're the highest paid woman here, but you know, I'm the reason for why you even came here. That's what it was supposed to kind of be. That was the storyline, and it never happened. And then they went out there and had a bullshit match, and then you used her to put somebody over, and then literally you see her saying nobody gives a fuck. Serena Dean comes out, and you can literally see her literally mouthing to Serena Dean like nobody cares, bro. And she literally looked at the camera and was like, nobody cares. Like, why are we doing this? Britt Baker's always had an attitude. We've always known this. If you read wrestling gossip, man, you read the dirt sheets on wrestling and everything, you know her reputation. Why the fuck is this a surprise? She went up against MJF because she didn't like the fact that MJF and Will Ospreay had a 60-minute classic, by the way, 60-minute classic on TV. She didn't like that, and she went at MJF and his girlfriend, fiance. I don't know what she is to MJF, but she's with him. And she got suspended for that shit, which by the way was around the time when the Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker storyline was supposed to start to get going. She got suspended in the middle of the beginning of the storyline. Like, what the fuck are we doing? And yet people want to sit here and be surprised by the shit. I'm not surprised Britt Baker is on the outs at AEW. Why would she not be? I do believe with Mercedes coming in, and has not had a great fucking run there. I mean, she's had some really good matches with Willie Nightingale and Chris Statlander, thank God. But for the most part, Mercedes Moné's character is fucking flat. It doesn't fucking appeal. It's bad. It's fucking terrible. Camille went off and did a movie, and I'm assuming they're waiting for her to come back. But even now, she's on the outs. It seemed like she's on the fucking outs for AEW. It looked like she's not even happy to be there. Which you had NXT right there, but you didn't want to go to NXT because you thought that you were bigger than NXT. Okay, sure. And now you got Megan Bay, who's now in AEW. What does Britt fit? Where does she fit? She doesn't fit there anymore. You got a bad attitude on top of that, and then you don't fit. It's bad. It's a really bad situation. Am I shocked that she's leaving? No. Am I surprised she's leaving? No. Am I surprised she's going to be out? No. There's a lot of new women there. Like I said, Mercedes there. You got Tony Storm that took off while she was gone. You have Mariah May, who was in one of the best storylines with AEW for as long as AEW's been a company for women. Mariah May. You have Willie Nightingale. You got Chris Statlander, even though they don't know how to really make her character a character. You made her fucking. You made her. A heel, and then turn her face for no reason at all. No explanations. No nothing. Just turned her face. And then you continuously signing all of these fucking women, bringing them in. You bringing in all of these new talents, and you're. I don't know what the fuck AEW does these times, but here's the thing, man. Here's the thing about Tony Khan, and this is where people are not understanding this. Also, a lot of free agents are watching this shit. So yeah, you're getting money, and that's why I feel like a lot of these people either had already been signed to AEW that are now coming in, because there's no way in hell you seeing how Tony Khan is treating certain wrestlers, and you think if I go to AEW, I'm gonna be good. There's no way in hell that happens. No way in hell. This is not smart, and you're fucking up very, very, very badly. But Tony Khan is really ruining his own company because he can't get out of his own fucking way. Last week it's the booking. This week it's the wrestlers that you just don't want to, you know, leave for free. Just let them go, bro. Like you have so many wrestlers and yet you're freezing people because you know they're gonna go right to AEW. I mean, they're gonna go right to WWE, and you don't want them to go to WWE. And I see why. Penta is killing it. I see why. Penta is killing it. Penta has 2 matches in WWE. That makes me feel like, God damn, my nigga, like AEW really was holding you the fuck back, bro. I'm like, God damn, this nigga's holding you. They were really holding you the fuck back. What is going on, bro? But Tony Khan's got to stop this. If he wants his company to be anywhere near good, you got to stop this shit. You got to let these people go. Ricky Starks, Ray Phoenix. You're not even using them. You're just sitting them out. It's like, bro, just let them go. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? It's bad. It's bad, man. But again, you got your fanboys. They're gonna be like, but they signed him. Bro, there is a difference between signing a contract and being hurt and not being used, or just feel like there's no booking for you, or even in that sense where it doesn't feel like that's what is happening in AEW. It feels like what it feels like is these guys are healthy, they want to wrestle, but they're just on the outs with you, and because they're not part of your little perfect little fanboy club, they're not in your pockets, and they're not up your ass telling you everything is great, and because you're not getting that from them, you're just like, well, fuck you. We're just gonna let you sit out at home, and that's not good. Here's my problem. Here's the thing: when he goes back to WWE, if it's in February at the Raw, if it's at the Royal Rumble in a couple weeks, or if it's maybe after WrestleMania, whenever he goes back to WWE, Aleister Black is easily Malachi Black, Aleister Black. Whenever he goes back to WWE, what he was supposed to be when he first got to WWE, what he was in NXT, fuck that. When he was what he was in NXT, he will easily be it in WWE. When he goes back to the fucking WWE, what he was in NXT, he will easily be that in WWE. I don't even have to, y'all could go ahead and put all the game plans. Oh, they're already coming up with plans for Aleister Black. What he was in his first run in NXT, he will be that in WWE. He was the guy for Triple H in NXT. He will easily be that in WWE. When he goes back, I don't care if he go on Raw, SmackDown, he will meet his wife's on SmackDown. I mean Raw. His wife's on Raw, so he's gonna probably go to Raw. He's easily in a him and him and Penta. People keep saying it's Cody and CM Punk. Cody and CM Punk were already established. They were already great. Cody was already established. The name, the legacy. CM Punk, the name, the legacy. That's not hard to see them go from AEW to WWE and be like, yeah, that makes sense. We already knew that's coming. What Penta is doing right now in 2 matches, and what Malachi Black is going to do when he goes back to WWE, that's going to be the fucking dagger in AEW. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk was already going to be that. When Malachi Black and Penta, that's the fucking dagger. That's the fucking hitter. Because those people that didn't get the chance to be that in AEW, Ricky Starks, Warlow, Mero, when they leave, they're gonna establish shit, and then that is gonna just kill AEW because it's not always about the established guys. Like I said, CM Punk is fucking CM Punk. Cody Rhodes is Cody fucking Rhodes. They're already established. The namesake itself is already a market. But when Penta goes crazy, and Penta's selling out merchandise left and fucking right, and you got San Jose, California going nuts, and then Dallas, Texas last night go nuts. And then you and if Malachi Black comes back and he goes and he comes in and he takes off, that is the dagger to AEW. Because now you got people that's sitting there watching this shit in the company and being like, oh shit. All those people that are watching this shit are like, just give me a chance. Let me go. Watch what happens. That's the dagger to AEW. That was the dagger to WCW. People keep acting like it was these big names. WWE didn't get all them big names at first. They got Chris Jericho and Big Show and the Radicals, Eddie Guerrero, Dave Malenko, Perry Saturn, Chris Benoit. They got the backbone of the motherfuckers. And that's exactly what's about to happen in AEW. The backbone is about to leave you. And once you lose those fucking players, and I don't give a fuck how many times you put Bobby Lashley and Edge on TV. Nobody's gonna watch that shit because what kept us watching you is the Ray Phoenixes, is the Ricky Starks, is the MJFs. That is what's gonna keep us watching you. We've already seen the Bobby Lashleys and the Edge's careers and Chris Jericho careers play out. I'm sick of that shit. I already know how this plays out. I want to see the new stars. I want to see the Will Ospreys. I want to see the Swerve Stricklands, the Adam Heyman Pages. When they finally leave you, that's gonna kill you. You're seeing it now. Pitts has left, and he's killing in WWE. He's outselling motherfuckers merchandise wise. His matches are now starting to become the epitome, the embodiment of a Raw. If he when I heard he was fighting yesterday, and I heard who he was fighting, I was like, oh, he fight Pete Dunne? Fucking banger. I already saw it coming. When they finally do put him against the Sheamuses and the Braun Breakers and the when he starts getting into those type Leuven Kaisers and people like when he starts getting into those types of matches, you go ahead and put the shit in the box. Put that shit in the box. Once he start getting in those types of matches, it's over. You can put that shit in the box. When Aleister Black goes to WWE, goes back to WWE, that's what's gonna kill AEW. That's what's gonna kill AEW. Just like this, TNA is officially joined at the hip with WWE. They have officially announced a partnership, a multi-year partnership. TNA is pretty much about to become a farm system for WWE, just like NXT is. It makes sense. I mean, this makes all the fucking sense in the world. It makes all the sense in the world. TNA and WWE have been establishing this thing. I actually said this at the beginning of the year. I gotta go look for the video, but I literally said this. I literally said that TNA and WWE need to, establish what the fuck this is. They need to continuously push this narrative that they are doing this. And now that it's officially done and they have officially announced the partnership, it's amazing to see it. And I'm happy that they have officially announced the partnership. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen. We've already seen it already come to full focus. You had Cora Jade and Fraxium go to TNA. For Genesis, you had Adonis be at TNA. He gave an open challenge. Jake something came out, fought him. Really great match. I watched it on YouTube. This is the thing, man. TNA and Genesis was actually a really good pay per view. I actually watched Genesis for the first time in a long time. I actually watched the TNA pay per view, and I was not disappointed. It was a good fucking pay per view. Um, Jordan Grace and Tyrese Blatcher. That was a great fucking match. It's already one of the best women matches I've seen all fucking year. That and the Naomi and Nia Jax match that they had a couple of weeks ago. Those are two of the best women matches I've already seen this whole fucking year. It's like you got already two women of the year candidate matches already. Like it's like, god damn, it didn't take that goddamn long. Like you like, god damn. January 3rd, Nia Jackson, Naomi, and then shit. Even the Tiffany Stratton and Bailey match was good Friday night. Like that was a good fucking match. The Fatal 4-Way on SmackDown was great, but that Jordan Grace and Therese Blanchard match at Genesis was fucking amazing. That was a really good fucking match. An amazing match. Um, I didn't really get a chance to see the Mike Santana and Josh Alexander one because my TV kept cutting the fuck out. Yeah, that pissed me off. The Moose and Ace Austin match was fucking good. That shit was good. I hope Moose pops up in the fucking Royal Rumble. I really do. But TNA's already benefiting from the WWE connection, and they were already benefiting from it. It's not like it wasn't benefiting them. It's now officially making them more money, and now people are like, "Oh, TNA is now the second best promotion in the United States." But you know what this does really is open the conversation up, and it shows these other promotions like we are not the old WWE. This is new. This is different. And if this is the truth, then I can see TNA, but I can also see Stardom. I can see AAA. I can see a lot of these other promotions starting to say, fuck that. WWE's doing this for TNA. Imagine what the fuck they can do for us. Imagine. And now you're letting WWE's letting their stars go to these other promotions and wrestle. Shinsuke's been at a couple of New Japan New Year's events for the last 2 years. You got Io Sky also going to Japan and wrestling in certain events. This is different. Like this is a massive thing, and I've been saying this. Like I said, I think I said this when I did the preview of 2025, but now that it's officially established, I can see a lot of it being done. And this weekend, you got, of course, tonight you got NXT. I don't know who's gonna be on from TNA on NXT. I'm pretty sure some TNA stars are gonna probably go to NXT and do some things. I'm pretty sure. I already know that TNA. I'm pretty sure Cora Jade is gonna probably battle the TNA champion probably Thursday night on the premiere of TNA, which goes live for the first time in years. I can see it. I can definitely see it. So I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of TNA, two departures are officially done. One is definitely done. Jordan Grace is officially gone. Like I said, her and Tyrese Blacksher had an incredible match. Her last match at TNA for at least right now. Jordan Grace is pretty much established that she's pretty much gone to WWE. She's been in WWE for the last couple of years, for a year now. She pretty much worked the Royal Rumble. She's been on NXT for the last couple of years. Her and Roxanne Perez had a great match last year. She even popped up a couple months ago and joined Stephanie and Julia and Kalani and Zara for the 10 women's tag match on NXT. So it's clear as day Jordan Grace is going to WWE. She worked her last match. I think she's a free agent now. I think she can sign with WWE. She's clearly going to, I think they already said she's reporting already to the WWE facility. Jordan Grace is WWE. We could go ahead and put that shit in the box. She's going to WWE. She's gonna be in the Royal Rumble. Now the question has always been, do you put her on NXT or do you just move her to the main roster? I can see her going to NXT. I think it would be great if she did go to NXT. She's got some stuff that she could do down there. She's got a couple of people she could wrestle. She's got Fatal Influence that she's not done with. She's not really finished with. She got Fatal Influence. Her and Zarya kind of created something during that time period. I think she speared Zarya in the match, or Zarya speared her in a match. That match that I was talking about. So you could easily go to NXT and do some things down there. It would just automatically, put to it would also help them if that actually did happen. Keep the women's division in NXT strong. But if Jordan Grace does go to the main roster, I can see her on SmackDown. I don't think she has to go to Raw. I think she goes to SmackDown and establish that SmackDown roster. I've been said this. Now that Bailey's also gone, and you clearly gonna probably put Roxanne Perez on Raw with Bailey to keep that rivalry going. You're gonna have Becky and Laura Valkyria You got shit. Who else? You got Rhea, who's the champion. That's why I feel like Liv and Raquel have to move to SmackDown. I just don't see them staying on Raw because what the fuck do you do on Raw? I can easily see Liv and Raquel moving to SmackDown. But Jordan Grace on SmackDown was Nia, Charlotte and Nia and um Tiffany. Yeah, I think Jordan Grace on SmackDown would be way better. And Naomi's already on SmackDown. Naomi's about to turn heel with Jade and Bianca. Imagine having Jordan Grace, Bianca, Jade. Like that shit is crazy. And then right after Jade and Naomi's done, who's the next heel she could go? Who's the face that she could go up against? Jordan Grace. Like it will be perfect. That would be a perfect situation. You could build Jordan Grace up until Queen of the Ring. I don't know if she wins it, but you could build it at least to SummerSlam, and then her and Bianca, her and Tiffany, can fight for the title at SummerSlam. Why not? I think that'd be a perfect situation. So yeah, but Jordan's pretty much gone. Josh Alexander has pretty much said. Josh Alexander, I think, said he was done with TNA. He quit TNA, and then Santino Marella was like, "Yo, you can't technically quit the fucking company. I mean, you're still contractually obligated, even though technically his contract ends in February. His wife has already posted that she's done with TNA. He's pretty much is gonna pretty much be done. He's the one that I don't know. I think he could go to AEW. I wouldn't be surprised if he does go to AEW. You got Will Ospreay there. He's already had a couple of matches with Will Ospreay in his TNA run. I can easily see him go to TN. I can see him go to AEW. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. But I think if he goes to the Royal Rumble, he goes into the Royal Rumble. He actually sees how WWE is operating. I think he would be like, as much as I fuck with TNA, I mean fuck with AEW. This is better for me. This is a way better opportunity for me. The walking weapon should be definitely in WWE. I would not be mad. Now, does he go to NXT? That could be where the roadblock is. Could he go to? Will he be like, I don't want to go to NXT. I want to go to the main roster. I think I fit better on the main roster. And if that is the case, I can definitely see him go to the main roster. But that might be a holdup. I don't know. I know Penta was that was the thing about Penta. Penta just was like, I don't want to go to NXT. So I don't know. That could be a roadblock, and that could be the one thing that kind of keeps him from going to WWE. He could be like, I could go straight to AEW and get established, but then, like I said, what Tony Khan is doing to a lot of these wrestlers, he's watching this shit, and wrestlers are watching this shit, and yeah, you could probably be like, yeah, I could go to AEW and get my money and get established, but then in 6 months, in 6 months, I could just be sitting watching. In 6 months, I could be sitting watching some new flavor of the month come in and take my spot. When I could go to WWE and I go to NXT, and me and Obafemi could have a classic one week, and then next week I'm on the main roster fighting Braun Breaker or Andrade and having a classic with Shinsuke Nakamura. Me and Ethan Page can get back together and do the knot in NXT, which it seems like they're trying to create this energy for Ethan Page that like he can be that guy. Why not? But I can see Josh Alexander definitely going to WWE. I can also see him going to AEW. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to AEW. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised. Would he probably be in his best interest? Maybe. But at the same time, you're seeing how AEW is operating. You're seeing how WWE is operating. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And last thing I want to say before I get out of here is SmackDown. Now, a lot of people complain about SmackDown being 3 hours, and it's already established that SmackDown is going back to 2 hours after WrestleMania. It makes sense. It's very well needed. What do I think of the 3 hour SmackDown? I like the 3 hour SmackDown. What I think that should happen with SmackDown is what they're doing with Raw. But again, these you got sponsors. You when you're on TV, You got sponsors. You got ads you got to run. You got a lot of shit. You got a lot of TV time you got to fill. What they doing on Netflix is perfect. I love the 2 hour, 30-minute Raw. I love it because you get in, you get out. You watch what you need to watch. You get the matches you need, and then boom, we're done. By 9 o'clock, the main event is ready. Let's get it. Let's do this. I love this Raw. I love this shit. SmackDown's in a very hard place because when it was 2 hours, it wasn't enough time for everything to get put on there. So you felt like you overlapped a lot of shit. It was like, okay, this don't really make sense. And now it's at 3 hours, and it feels like so many people wanted to be this thing. I actually think the SmackDown for the last couple of since it's went to 3 hours since the start of January, I actually like the SmackDown at 3 hours. I think it's actually really good. But again, y'all keep waiting for some shoe to drop, and it's never gonna drop. I like the fact that I get the chance to see Cody and Kevin Owens have a storyline that it's actually establishing and it's actually growing and it's actually starting to get good. They're actually trying to do, like I've been saying, the tag team division on SmackDown is way better than the tag team division on Raw. I don't know what the fuck people be talking about. The SmackDown tag team division is way fucking better on SmackDown than Raw. You got the Street Profits, you got DIY, you got Motor City Machine Guns, you got fucking real actual tag teams on SmackDown. Now you got the Wyatt Six. It's interesting. SmackDown is a very interesting situation, but that is the thing. But I like the 3 hour SmackDown. I think a lot of people are a little bit delusional on that. I like the 3 hour SmackDown. Um, you've had like three, four bangers when it comes to the women. You got the fuck yeah, like three or four bangers on the Fatal 4 Way a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. The Tiffany Stratton Bailey match was great. The Bianca match that she just had recent, the tag team match with Candice and Nia, that shit was good. Like people be just tripping, like bro, like these matches are good, man. Like y'all tripping. Naomi and Nia had a excellent fucking match. Like bro, it's I don't think the 3 hour SmackDown is bad, man. I think people are just waiting for some crazy ass thing to happen and it ain't happening, so now you're just complaining about it. But yeah, I think the 3 hour SmackDowns are great, man. I don't know what people are complaining about. I like it. I like the 3 hour SmackDowns. Do I think they need to do a little bit more to establish the mid card? Yes. They have no mid card. They have no mid card. SmackDown Raw's mid card is way better than SmackDown's. But SmackDown's tag team division is better than Raw's. And that's the thing. So yeah, because Shinsuke is beating Andrade and he's beating LA Knight. What the fuck do you do with Shinsuke? What do you do with Shinsuke now? Are you gonna just feed him to Jacob Fatu? Are you gonna feed him to that bloodline? I can see you do it. I don't see the point of it, but I can see you do it. But we're getting promos from Jacob Fatu now on fucking TV. Hey man, that shit was a threat. I don't know that was a threat. That was a goddamn threat. That man said, "You think I'm scary now? You ain't seen shit yet." Hey bro, hey bro, we good. We don't need you to. We don't need. That nigga said, "You think I'm scary now, motherfucker? You ain't seen shit yet." Oh no, I'm good, bro. We good. We good, bro. We don't need. I don't need the problems. 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 We good. You good. You got it. You got it. I think Jacob Fatu is going to cause Roman Reigns the Royal Rumble. I really do feel that way, and that's when The Rock is going to come back. But yeah, we shall see how this is going to play out, man. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see, man. But I can't wait. I cannot fucking wait. I think it's going to be great, and yeah. But until next time, this is Wrestling Life. I am Brandon Janeau. Peace.